Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Coffee here. And today we're back with a whip and chat. Whip stands for work in progress. So get out whatever that is for you. Work along with me as I tell you some stories from the coffee house shenanigans. And Lord knows I have them. I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. So I am recording this now because Mr. Coffee is currently on vacation. Now, in all of Mr. Coffee's adult life and mine, we've never had him be able to have time off without it pretty much financially crippling us. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. This is the first time that he's been able to take an entire week off. So we're super excited. We did get some bad news though. Like his mom was supposed to come visit us and hang out with us for the week. But unfortunately, due to having some car issues, she is unable to join us this week. But that is perfectly fine. Okay. One, as you guys already know, I don't like having a lot of people in my house. Now, my mother-in-law is not a lot of people, and I don't mind her coming, but I do get super, like, you know, whatever when people come to stay at the house. So she's not coming, so I don't have to worry about A, people being in the house, B, cleaning up the second craft room, because that is something I was not looking forward to. So I was kind of in a little bit hopes that she would cancel. Because I don't want to clean up the second craft room. There is stuff everywhere up there, okay? I need to do another mystery box of just random supplies to folks. Because the way that upstairs looks right now, it's disrespectful. We're not going to talk about it either way. How was your weekend? Was your weekend good? We had a good weekend. So let's start off with Friday. Friday, Mr. Coffee came home. He came home a little early. And I was like, you good? Like, does anybody else get super paranoid when your spouse comes home early from work? Now, last time, the reason I get paranoid about it is because one of the times that Mr. Coffee came home from work early, it's when he got fired from a job. So ever since then, when he comes home early, I tend to freak out a little bit. And I'm like, hey, you good? Like, why are you, not like, why are you here? Because, you know, you only pay the bills and stuff here. So, you know, why would you come back here? But hey, you still got a job? You okay? So like, he's looking at me funny. He's like, we were done for the day. And I'm like, that's a thing? Like, I didn't realize, because every time he comes home, they always says about how much stuff they have left to do. So I was like, okay. So, one, we have not been keeping a good bed schedule. Not for us anyway. The kids are still on their normal schedule, and they're a little freaking out because we're halfway through their summer vacation. We are halfway through, and we've done nothing. Okay, it's been glorious. The kids have loved it. I've loved it. And normally you would think that, like most families, you think summer vacation, you think take your family out camping and all this. Our family is not like that, okay? Our family is not like that. And please help me feel like not such a bad person to think that our family is the only one that doesn't like going places on summer vacation. Summer vacation is your time to relax. It's your time to not go anywhere. It's your time to not worry about things. We also have pets. So going out of state or town is a little nerve-wracking because it costs a lot of money, not only for the trip, but also to board pets and everything else. So we don't tend to do a whole lot during the summer, and we're okay with that. We're okay with that. The kids would much rather be at home anyways with all their stuff, and we would much rather be at home because, you know, during the school year, like, everybody's running around like chickens with their heads cut off. So, it's just kind of nice to be able to have the whole family just sitting in the house chilling together instead of all over the place. So Friday, me and Mr. Coffee stayed up. I stayed back here in my office for the most part, and he stayed up front. He has started playing World of Warcraft again. And look, listen, when we used to play World of Warcraft before we moved here, the way it took over my life, I cannot. I was like, I'm not doing it. Don't tell me nothing about it. Then he comes back here the other day and is like, by the way, there's fox people in the expansion for Warcraft, and I'm like, it's the way I hate you right now. Why would you tell me this? Why is this something that you felt the need to come tell me? You chose violence on my mental health, and I don't appreciate it. Now, you guys already know I have a little bit of an obsession with foxes, so he said that, and a little bit of me got curious, and the other part of me is like, you remember how that thing took over your life? Cross-stitching already has a hook on my neck right now. I can't be having World of Warcraft and cross-stitching at the same time. You guys would never see me again. So it's been a weird weekend because I had to deal with the fact that my credit card number had gotten stolen. Don't worry, my bank is smart enough to notice that something was up, and they stopped the charges before they happened. I think I told you guys about that last week. Well, Then today I get a message from an angel with my Facebook Messenger, and they're like, "Hey, Miss Coffee, how's it going?" I'm like, "It's good. What's up?" And they're like, "Now take it." Okay, I'll explain that in a few minutes. So they're like, "Hey, did you get hacked?" And I'm like, "Did I get hacked? Wait, what?" Now, I've had someone attempt to hack my Instagram account before. They were not successful. When you're a crook and you're stupid. They were not successful. And they made one small minor error that got them caught. It was the fact that they changed my name. And they didn't change it a whole lot. They put a dot in my name. And that immediately cued me to something was wrong, because I was like, why would somebody put a dot in my name? I purposely don't have the dot in my name. So that's what cued me the first time this almost happened. And I turned on my 2-digit, like my 2-key authenticator. If you do not have this on your social medias, please, please, please stop this video immediately. Go put it on right now. You're going to save yourself from people hacking your accounts. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, why do you think I got hacked? And I go back and I looked, and I don't know if you realize this, but you can go see who's logged in and where they're logged in from when somebody hacks into your account. If you still have access to the account, you can see that stuff. So of course I could still see it. So I go check, and there's no other logins besides my computer and my cell phone. So I was like, that's weird. No, wasn't hacked. And she's like, are you sure? Because I got a weird message at 5 a.m. this morning from you. I'm like, one, you should have already knew that was not me, because the way my life is set up, I am not getting up at 5 a.m. to scam somebody. Okay, honey? Okay, that scam is still just as good at 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon as it is at 5 a.m. Okay, now take it. I didn't go to bed until 6 a.m. this morning, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're talking about people trying to take my account, okay? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, look, listen, honey. Yeah, no, that ain't me. Plus, look at the followers. There is none. I have 9,000 over on Instagram. I would like to get it to 10,000 at some point. But for right now, I only have 9,000. But so I guess this is a small plug that if you haven't checked out my Instagram account, Just Miss Coffee, it's now going to feature the picture of me and Mr. Coffee from our date night, so that people aren't confused by which account is which. So yeah. Had to deal with that this morning. I'm like, what's up with everybody trying to steal my stuff? Like, I can't have nothing. Everybody just trying to steal everything. Well, Saturday, when I woke up, I told Mr. Coffee, I'm like, you know what? I've made the decision. It's time. And he's like, it's time? What do you mean? And I was like, it's time. Maggie has been asking us for a haircut for quite some time now. She's had issues like keeping up with brushing her hair and keeping it from getting all tangled, and it was very long. And because it's curly, it didn't look as long as it really was, but whenever it was wet, it touched her butt, okay? Super long hair, and it's not super curly, but it's wavy. And those waves get tangled up just as bad as a curl does. So she had been complaining for months that she had been wanting to get her hair cut. Now, I decided a while ago that I was going to make sure that she got her hair cut before school started, because that way she'd have a new fresh cut, because she's graduated from elementary school. Now she's not so much of a baby anymore. Now she's, a kid. So I wanted her to have like a big kid like hairdo for school. So usually every year we take the kids to get their haircuts, and then we go school shopping for clothes. All the school shopping stuff is out now. I do need to see if Mr. Coffee can pick up a list of school supplies needed, which, let me pause you real quick, because I just thought about it. I could do that now, because I sent him out of the house so that I could record this video. Like that moment you send your spouse out of the house because you literally have to record a video. Like literally have to record a video. All right, so hang on one second. All right, the things we do to keep our spouses at bay. So, so I had made the decision that we were going to get Maggie's haircut, and then I talked to Mr. Coffee about it, and I was like, look, listen. She wants her haircut. It's her hair. I want her to start making these decisions about herself and how she wants herself to come across and how she wants herself to look. I can't baby her forever. So I'm like, it's time for us to, just let it out a little bit to see how she can handle this situation. So he said, fine. It's her hair. Let her cut it. And I was like, okay. So I surprised Maggie by making an appointment Friday to get her hair cut. Now, we didn't say anything about it. Orion kind of knew. He didn't really care. But I was like, dude, don't say nothing to your sister. And he's like, okay. Also, real quick, I have my chubby pen that has featured my artwork from Diamond Pen Pal. So huge thank you to the folks over at Diamond Pen Pal for making a pen from my artwork. They also sent me out as a thank you because we did a charity stream over on Twitch. And for a thank you, they sent me this adorable lava pen with the little foxes in it. So these are the 2 pens you're going to see me using. And then, of course, the 1 pen from them that has my name on it that I always have around me because I just like having it. So huge thank you to the folks over at Diamond Pen Pal. I am working on Ravenclaw, by the way. Ravenclaw Crest from DAC. I don't know if it's still available or not. If it is, I'll try to remember to put it into the comment section or the description box. If I don't remember, somebody will remind me. Either way. So I told Mr. Coffee, you know, I'm scared because this is our last child. This is the last one. We don't have any more children coming. There's no plans on, unless I adopt a kid, which wouldn't be until Maggie was much older, because I have talked about doing that before. There won't be any more kids or anything coming into the coffee household. And so that last kid, of course, gets babied because they're the last one. And I'm like, I can't, and I'm sitting there all brave too. And I'm like, I can't baby this little girl forever. Like, she is a little girl, but she also needs to learn to start taking care of herself and doing things for herself and making decisions about her life. And we're just going to have to let her do it. Minna turning 17 really opened my eyes to the fact that my kids aren't babies anymore. Like, they're not babies. My oldest child is 17 I have a 17-year-old. I have to keep telling myself this because I don't believe it. So he was like, you know, hun, you don't have to talk me into it. I said she can get her hair cut. And I'm like sitting there trying to like justify it to him. And he's like, dude, I don't care. It's her hair. Let her cut it. So I was like, all right, bet. For those who don't know, yes, Mr. Coffee has a little bit of a emotional detachment disorder. Yes, he is diagnosed with an emotional detachment disorder. So where it seems like sometimes he doesn't give a shit about things, he very much does. That's just how he is. So like, that was Mr. Coffee. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. So I streamed Saturday for a little bit, and then after we finished streaming, we let Orion know that we were running up to Walmart to get Maggie's haircut because he wanted to stay behind. He's like, yeah, there's no point of me standing there watching her get her haircut, so can I just stay here? And I was like, fine, you know the rules. You can stay here. He's 12. He'll be fine. And so Maggie, of course, being the feral child that she is, she was outside playing with her friends. We don't really see a whole lot of Maggie nowadays. And even when we told her that we were going out to the Badlands and to the lake, she was not happy about it. She was like, why do we have to go to the lake? I don't want to go to the lake. It's too cold to go swimming. I don't want to go swimming. I want to play with my friends. And I was like, all right, fine. Technically today, which today is Monday, we were supposed to take the kids to the lake to go swimming. It is currently 75 degrees. They can swim in their thoughts because we're not going swimming. And since there's nothing really at the lake besides swimming, it defeated the purpose of going. That's a 30-minute trip one way. So I was like, I don't know about anybody else. I know a lot of y'all are going through heat waves, like especially in California. Y'all, look, listen, we haven't had temperatures above 82 in over 3 weeks. Our winter is coming and it's going to be brutal. I can just tell you that right now. It is going to be brutal. We have not had severe like heat warnings like we normally do or anything. We've been having, if nothing else, we've been getting an unusual amount of rain, and it's been chilly. Like, we literally have to wear jackets when we walk the dogs in the evening and the morning because it's been chilly. It's like down in the 50s and 60s when we walk the dogs in the evening and in the morning. And then during the afternoon, when the sun is at its highest point, usually is when we walk the dogs for that second time. It's been like 75. Our high today, 75. And I'm like, I'm watching like my friend Alisa, who lives in California. Jeremy, my friend Kelly Maldonado, they all live in California, and they're all talking about how hot it is. And I'm like, dude, that's disrespectful. Like, that's straight up disrespectful. If you live, if you're watching this, have you been having the severe heat like everybody else, or are you like me with the mild temperatures that make you fearful of winter? Write that down in the comments. How's your weather been? Because this hasn't been too bad here. So anyways, back to my story. So we're getting ready to go, and Mr. Coffee, of course, wants to come because this is the first big chop that Maggie's had since she was born. Maggie's hair will get trimmed, but we've never cut it. And this time it had been cut. So we didn't tell her where we were going. And there's a salon inside of Walmart. If you're in the US, you know about Smart Style. She likes the one girl in there, so I was like, we're going to go to Smart Style, because hair salons themselves wanted to charge me like $45 to get her hair cut. And I'm like, she's 10. She's 10. So we go over to Maggie's little friend's house, and we knock on the door, and we're like, hey, is Maggie here? And Maggie comes out, and she goes, yeah. I'm like, come on, dude, we gotta go get some groceries. And she's like, oh, okay. Tells her friends goodbye. She didn't think anything of it, because usually when mommy has to go get groceries, she will go get her from her friend's house. So we drive over to Walmart, and Maggie's like, how long are we gonna be here, mommy? I really want to go play with my friends. And I'm like, we won't be here too long, maybe an hour. And she's like, okay. She's like, can I get some candy when we're done? And I was like, you know what? If you're good, I will get you some candy. She goes, okay. So then here we make our way to the hair salon. We're going to the hair salon, and we start walking in Walmart, and she's like, Mom, do we have to go to the other end of the store? I'm like, we do. We really do. We didn't. We just had to go to the middle of Walmart at the front, because that's where the hair salon is. So I start walking, and then as we walk past the hair salon, I push her into the hair salon, and I'm like, get Maggie here for 3 o'clock. The lady's like, oh, hi, Maggie. She goes, hi, wait, what? And I was like, well, Tootsie, you told mommy you wanted your hair cut. We're getting your hair cut. And she's like, wait, for real? Y'all, she was so excited. She was so excited. And the lady goes, okay, I already have you checked in. Let me finish up with the client that I currently have and make sure that the other client is okay to go. And we'll get you in for your haircut. And Maggie was like, oh my gosh, can you do the Wednesday Addams bangs? Now, I was going to say something, and Mr. Coffee kind of put his hand over my mouth, and he goes, no. And I was like, what the hell are you putting your hand over my mouth for, sir? You want me to bite you? Like, why are you putting your hand on my mouth? He goes, let her tell them what she wants. And I'm like, all I was going to say was, he goes, it doesn't matter. Let her do it. And I was like, fine. So we're sitting there. And it seemed like everybody and their mama came in at the hair salon at that exact moment as we're getting ready. Like, the lady just finished up with her customer, and she was getting ready to get Maggie back there. And then people kept coming in, looking at hair products, asking questions, making appointments. She had like 6 people come in all at the same time. And I'm like, we're never going to get this haircut, are we? We're going to be here forever, aren't we? Meanwhile, Maggie's having a time of her life, because she's sitting there looking at hair books, and she's like, I want this cut and that cut and this cut and that cut. I want these bangs. And I'm like, Maggie, we already know what kind of haircut you want, and we're going to make sure that you get your haircut how you want it, but you got to settle down, please. Like, we can't have you in here with ants in the pants. And she goes, okay, I'm just excited. So she sits down, and we wait probably like 20-30 minutes for the lady to finish up, because she was, of course, in by herself. They were short-staffed. And so I didn't make a ruckus, because, you know, I know a friend of mine used to work at that hair salon back in PA, and she still does, actually. She's the manager of it now. But I remember her working there, and I'm like, dude, it's a pain for these people to be working, especially, 1, you're working during the summer. 2, you're working during the summer and you're short-staffed. 3, you're working during the summer, you're short-staffed, and you're by yourself. So I was like, I'm not about to go give her any more headaches than she doesn't need. So I'm just gonna, you know, cool my jets. But everything inside of me, the bipolar part of me, is screaming, and it's like, get the out of the store! I'm trying to get my child's haircut. Sometimes you gotta hone that stuff in, okay? You just gotta hone it in a little bit. That crazy will sometimes try to seep out, and I'm just like, no, get back in there. So I'm sitting there, Mr. Coffee can see that I'm like nervous, and he grabs hold of my hands in my lap, and he's like, calm down, you're fine. And I'm like, sir, you don't understand the severity of this situation. Our child is trying to get all her hair chopped off, okay? Now, she wasn't going for a pixie cut or anything, but it was enough of her hair that I'm like, dude, that's like, her baby hair is now all gonna be gone. Like, she is no longer gonna have baby hair. And he's like, she's not a baby anymore, hon. You gotta calm down. I'm like, I'm fine. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay. They finally call us back, and they go to ask, you know, what she wants. And before I could say anything, Mr. Coffee, he kind of taps my arm, and he's like, no. And the lady wasn't talking to me and Mr. Coffee. She was talking to Maggie. Like, she knew what this meant. So she went over to Maggie and was talking to her, and she goes, how would you like your haircut? And Maggie kind of looked back at me, she smiled, And then she told the lady exactly how she wanted cut. She told her how she wanted her bangs and everything, because she wanted bangs. And I'm sitting over there in the corner, like, if you've ever seen the TikTok, or there's a lady that's in a robe. I'll have to put it up on Instagram again, because I put it up a while ago. There's a lady in a robe singing about the bang gang. People who have bangs. And one, do you have bangs? Write that down in the comments. I do not have bangs. That's not a thing. I had bangs when I was a kid, but I haven't had any since I was an adult. But Maggie's been like obsessed with bangs since she saw the show Wednesday. And so she wanted bangs like Wednesday. And so she told the lady she wants Wednesday bangs. And the lady's like, Wednesday bangs? And Maggie was like the ones you have. And the lady goes, oh, okay. So essentially they're longer on the sides, and, you know, they cover the eyes in the front. And she goes, okay, I got you. And she goes, how short would you like your haircut? And Maggie goes, right now it's down to my butt, and that's too long. Even though mommy says that she likes it long, I don't like it this long. Can we cut it to my shoulders? And lady goes, okay, anything else? And she goes, I would like purple. I'm like, we're not doing purple. And Mr. Coffee's like, yeah, no, that's not something that's happening. And the lady just laughs, and she goes, so just a cut and bangs? And she goes, yeah, I guess. So the lady is talking to Maggie, and I'm over there trying not to like cut in and interrupt them talking. And the lady's trying to make sure that Maggie's comfortable. She no longer needs that little kid seat when she goes to the hair salon anymore. And I'm like, my baby. I don't know if this gets any easier, but I can tell you right now, it sucks realizing that my babies are no longer babies, and that they're whole ass kids. Like, they're whole ass kids. They have their own little personalities. They know and have the things that they like and dislike. They can very much communicate with you what they like and dislike, and it's hard for me to I still see them as babies. Like, that's not anything that's ever going to change, and I know it's not, because my dad, even though I have my own children, my dad still sees me as his little girl, his little baby, and I'm like, sir, I'm almost 40 years old. What do you mean? Who you calling baby? I'm almost 40, sir. Let go. But when I was growing up, my dad wasn't around a lot, which is why you will hear me sometimes say I have daddy issues. I have never been able to really relate to anybody, because growing up, where most people's fathers weren't around, my father was the only person that was around. My mother wasn't around. So now that I'm an adult, I'm just like, I can't relate to half the stuff people be saying about like not having their dads and stuff around, because I'm like, but my dad was around. It was my mom that wasn't around. Like, that's a reverse struggle that nobody like seemed to really like understand with me, was that I didn't have daddy issues because he wasn't around. I had him because he was around and my mom wasn't. But the issues I had was because he worked a lot, because of course, when he got remarried to my stepmom, and she had her own set of kids, and he has his own, and they have their own together, his, hers, and theirs. It made it very difficult, because I didn't see my dad, and I didn't really make a connection with my stepmom. Like I still see her as my mother, because, you know, she's the one that took care of me when I was younger, but she's not my mom. I'm sorry. She's my mom. She's not my mother. My mother is the one that gave birth to me, which I don't know about. We're not going to talk about that, though, because I don't talk about her, because fuck her. Childhood trauma. So, sorry, that went somewhere. Anyways, so when it comes to the kids, I'm realizing that they're not babies anymore, and they very much can tell you what they do and don't like, what they do and don't want. And so as I'm sitting there like very anxious, because I see her start to cut Maggie's hair, and I go to like, I just wanted to stand up and watch, and Mr. Coffee like grabs my hand and like pulls me back down, and he goes, "You're fine, sit down." And I'm like, but she's cutting her hair, and I just want to see what she's doing. She's like, she's a licensed beautician. I'm pretty sure she's not going to mess it up. And if she does, it's just hair. It will grow back. And I'm like, okay. So I sit down, and I wait for her to finish Maggie's hair. Maggie has the biggest grin on her face, and she's so excited. And they're like, you know, do you want us to blow dry it? And I was going to say yes. So I'm like, and Mr. Coffee's like, no. And Maggie's like, no, I want to let it air dry, because then it'll get super curly. And the lady goes, you got it. So she put some product in Maggie's hair, kind of rustled it around a little bit. And she goes, what do you think? And she goes, I love it. Thank you. And she gives the lady a big hug, and she's like, Mommy, am I pretty? I'm like, you're gorgeous. My baby. So Maggie's got her hair cut now. And now Maggie thinks that she's better than everybody else. So Maggie don't know you anymore because she's too cute. She don't know you. And I purposely wanted to get her hair done. Now take it. They don't return back to school until the 22nd of August. So like the day before my birthday is when they go back, which is normal. They either usually go back on my birthday, which is the 23rd, or they go back before my birthday, which is usually the day before, like they are this year. And so, Mr. Coffee is like, oh, your birthday's coming up. And I was like, shut up. Shut up. I don't have a problem getting older. Hang on. Sorry, Mr. Coffee is messaging me while he's at the store. We had to get some new collars for the dogs because it's been a few years, so Killian just popped his pinch collar. Don't come at me about the pinch collar thing. It's my dog. I'll do what I want. You do what you do with your dog. I'll do what I do with my dog, okay? You try walking Killian without a pinch collar, okay? Anyways, so Maggie got a haircut, and now she's too cute for everything. And like I said, I got it done before school because in case she didn't like it, she at least had time to grow it out before school starts. I already set her up another appointment to have it trimmed so that if she does like it, she has the option of having it trimmed back down again. Because believe me, it's going to grow back before school starts. And it's going to be back to where it was when she got it cut. But this way, she can test it out to see how she likes it. And she'll just go in for a trim on the 18th. So that by the time school starts, it's nice, pretty, and fresh. Orion, he already knows like how he likes his hair cut and stuff, so I didn't really have to worry about him. Plus he just kind of wants it buzz cut because it's a little bit cooler. Now the guys did finally come in and fix his fan in his bedroom, so he's no longer sweating bullets up there, so that's great. He was catching heat rash upstairs, and I thought this was something that only babies got, but no, he kept getting it because it was so hot in his room. We offered to let him sleep downstairs, camp out in my craft room or whatever, because it's cooler down here, obviously, than it is upstairs. But he's like, no, it's okay. I will just open my window or something. And so he would open his window at night to keep, the cool air kind of flowing through his room, so it wasn't just him in the box of heat. Which kind of helped him out a little bit. So yeah, also Mr. Coffee's at the store because my new card has not gotten here yet. So until it does, I don't have access. Well, I have access to it, but he doesn't realize that. And I just needed him out of the house so I could record this video. Anyways, hang on one second. All right, sorry about that. Y'all already know when I send Mr. Coffee to the store, he has to message me like 700 times. Anyways, so plus, again, he's getting stuff like undercoat brushes and nail trimming kits. One of the things I wanted to do, because somebody brought it up the other day in Twitch, they were saying about how long Gumball's nails had gotten. And we had planned on grooming them. The problem is, one, I don't like messing with Mr. Coffee too much on his days off. This man works 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. I don't like bothering him too much on his days off unless it's absolutely necessary. And I kind of wanted him to relax today since we don't have to worry about cleaning up the house extra good for his mom to come, and the kids aren't really wanting to go and do anything today. We're talking about going tomorrow, which means my schedule for uploads is going to be a little crazy this week because DAC having shipping delays is going to bump and mess around with the rest of my schedule. So you will still get your videos, of course. But for me, it'll be me trying to juggle doing stuff with the kids and the family and also trying to get videos and stuff up. So like I decided that today was going to be my day. I did all that, and I was just going to send him out to the store quick to go get stuff so that he's not bothering me, because he will literally see me in the middle of doing something and still just start talking to me like I'm not doing anything. I know I don't have the only spouse that does this. Please write down in the comment section, does your spouse bother you for stupid stuff when you're doing something important? And it's the afternoon, so I don't have any coffee left. So yeah. So Maggie got her haircut. And today, we decided today was going to be grooming day. Today, we're also on top of me doing videos. No, I don't have nails on this week. My nails are on hiatus for the rest of the month. Because I need to let my hands breathe. My poor little hands. My nails, I do like to let them breathe for a while, where I love wearing my cute long nails. They do need to breathe every once in a while, so they're in their breathing stage right now, so don't mind them. But we decided that today was going to be grooming day. So the ferrets have already been groomed today, and this is a two-man job because I don't have typical ferrets. Like if you see ferrets online, usually when you see them, they love swimming in water and they just kind of like lay there all like, you know, whatever. My ferrets are not like that. My ferrets do not like water, and I don't know why. They've been like that since we got them. And the first time we got them, we bathed them because they smelled like the pet shop, like they stank. And so we bathed them and they just were not fans. So now they still, after 2 years, almost 3 now, they still are not fans. And so this is a two-man job. I can't do this by myself. So I have to enlist the help of Mr. Coffee. So I did bother him today to help me groom the ferrets, get their nails trimmed, get them bathed, get them brushed, get their, you know, them de-shedded essentially, because ferrets do shed. And the ferrets are good to go. I put up a little video on Instagram if you're interested in seeing them drying themselves off, because it's kind of hilarious to watch. So yeah, so the ferrets got groomed, and next up is the dogs. Now, typically we take the dogs to the groomers, but if you remember a few years ago, the last time we took the dogs to the groomers, the groomer left soap on my dog, and we didn't realize it for probably a good month or so. Because one, it wasn't like she was always wet, so it wasn't like sudsing, but she kept scratching to the point where she scratched herself raw, and it smelled like the shampoo she had gotten washed with. So we ended up calling them and asking them, you know, what they can do about this, because they messed up my dog. I ended up like rinsing her off really good at home, and sure enough, it had been soap, because it did start to suds up whenever I started rinsing her off. And I felt horrible because how did I not realize that there was still soap on her? Not that I'm constantly smelling my dogs or putting my face on my dogs or anything like that, but I feel like as a pet owner, I should have known. And sometimes these things happen, so I tried not to beat myself up. I did. I still did. We all do that. But I felt really bad. They haven't been to the groomer since. I refuse to go to that same groomer, and right now they're the only ones in town. And I'm like, yeah, F that. Luckily for us, we have a Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply is one of the best places in the world. If you have one near you, they usually have a pet washing station. So the pet washing station is where you can take your pet in, and they have like the harnesses and stuff where you can kind of put them up in the tub, and you can clean your pet for like, I think ours is like 20 bucks or something like that. So we plan on taking the dogs up there, but before we bathe any pet, we of course have to trim their nails. Now, I went to go trim Daisy's nails, and I broke the nail clippers, and I was like, God dang it. So Mr. Coffee is also out getting them nail trimmers, because I broke the ones that we had. We've had the other ones for like 4 years, so it was about time for get new ones anyways. And I was like, we got a couple extra bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and have you go out. And I sent him a list of stuff. I gave him a list of stuff to get while he was out, so he would be out long enough for me to make this video. But I was smart this time. I was smart, and I didn't just give him a list of things to get. I gave him a picture list. Like, I straight up treated my husband just now like a child. I literally took and did screenshots of all the stuff that I wanted him to get, so he couldn't get anything confused as to what I wanted him to get for the dogs. So the nail trimmers, the undercoat brush for Killian, everything we're going to need essentially to wash them and groom them afterwards. And then probably not tomorrow, but Wednesday, because we're going to pop back in here to the house on Wednesday. On Wednesday, after my stream, I will probably take and have the dogs, we'll take the dogs up to Tractor Supply and take them to the puppy washing station and wash them up really good and then de-shed them. And so I'm looking forward to that, because one, it will help my house not smell like pets, but not that it smells like pets now. Sorry, the echo went off and I was like, wait, what? I already got my Amazon packages. But it'll help the house not smell like pets, and it'll make the dogs feel better. Did anybody get anything good for Prime Day? I got a couple of cross-stitching patterns, and I'm super excited. And they're stamped cross-stitch. I've decided I don't like counted cross-stitch. I only like stamped. I like stamped. I don't know why. I don't care why. I like stamped. It has me in a chokehold right now because all I want to do is cross-stitch. Y'all would have gotten another cross-stitch with me. And if you guys like that one, let me know in the comments. So if I ever decide to do that again, I'm not like freaking out that y'all aren't going to watch it because I'm doing something different. I know half of y'all don't even look at the screen whenever I'm doing this, but I'm just saying, if you would like to see another cross stitch with me, let me know so that if I do decide to do that one day, I'm not freaking out about it. I'd appreciate it. Anyways, so yeah, I only got some cross stitching patterns off Prime Day. There was nothing, it doesn't seem like nowadays, like there's a whole lot of anything like deal wise that feels like a deal, right? Like DAC had a, like, I think it was on the 4th of July or around 4th of July, they had a sale. It was like buy 4, get 2 free or something. And I was like, I don't feel like that's a deal though. Like, I don't have 4 kits on my wish list. Like, what the world? So I didn't get any diamond paintings for Prime Day. I didn't get anything. I got like literally I got cross stitching patterns. I got one new pattern from Oraloa, and because they came out with some new cross stitching stamped cross stitching kits, and I was like, ooh. Now, am I going to be buying a bunch of cross-stitching stuff? Probably. Am I going to tell myself I'm not going to buy a bunch of cross-stitching stuff? Yes. Because what? We are crafters. Bum, ba, da, bum, 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 bum. We also are shopaholics, and collecting the craft is half the fun. So I will be probably stockpiling up on crafting supplies for stamped cross-stitch. Again, it's not that I want to. This is just how my brain works, and it's like, well, if you're going to do it, you want to have, you know, options and variety so, like, you don't get bored. Because, you know, me doing the craft is going to make me so bored that I need to buy more of the craft. So that's how a crafter's brain works, right? I don't know about anybody else. Like, when you, okay, I have a lot of questions today. I'm not sorry about it. When you get into a new craft or a new something that you're fascinated with, do you go all in or are you super careful about it? Write that down in the comment sections. Because I go all in. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it and do it with the tools that I need to do it with. So I didn't buy a bunch of like cross-stitching stuff. I literally just bought like 3 or 4 more stamped cross-stitching patterns. One including this really pretty black and white Alice in Wonderland image. And I was like, oh. And then somebody had a really good question. It was Pia from Pia's Creative Corner here on YouTube and Twitch. She was like, does copyright do the same thing with cross stitch as it does with diamond painting? And I'm like, you know what? I don't even know. I don't even know, because I've seen people on Twitch, which a lot of them don't seem to have the whole, like, you know, pay the artist mentality like diamond painters do. But I've seen a lot of them on Twitch, you know, working on like Stardew Valley pieces and Mario pieces and stuff like that. And I'm like, honestly, if you, I'm like, if you are doing it for yourself, I guess it's not a problem. I don't know, because this isn't a realm that I've ever been in before. Like, I've never been in the cross-stitch realm to the point where I'm like, I am going to buy some stolen artwork. So I'm like, I don't know, like, maybe, I guess. It's probably why a lot of people go to like Etsy shops. Even Etsy shops will have stolen images. Like, if you've ever bought in anything Disney from Etsy, it's stolen. We've all bought and stolen artwork. We don't intentionally do so, and we're not trying to maliciously take money from artists, but it happens sometimes because you don't think about it and you just buy it because you like it. So yeah, plus Disney's been cracking down on people, so y'all watch out. Y'all be safe out here in these crafty streets. So yeah, like, it's been a good weekend. So today we're relaxing, essentially. I'm going to make a nice dinner, and we're going to relax and watch something on TV, probably. Probably Twitch, honestly, because we don't typically watch too much TV, and the only thing that Mr. Coffee wanted to watch, he watched on his own, because when he tried to watch it at home, the kids were like bored with it, so he kind of just watched it on his own. So more than likely, we'll just hang out and chill in the living room, do like maybe play some games. We're probably going to play a couple of rounds of Fall Guys, and then we'll call it a night, and the kids will go off and do their thing. Me and Mr. Coffee will go off and do our thing, and that's just how life works nowadays. And we're not upset about it. We actually like it this way and prefer it this way, because we get to still spend time together as a family, and that's all that really matters. And with Mr. Coffee being on vacation, the kids get to see their dad a lot more, which is really nice, because typically they don't see their dad a whole lot. So I'm super excited that they get to actually spend time and see their dad, and he's not just somebody on the phone or some guy that randomly comes in at night tired and cranky because he just got off work. So yeah, that's also nice. Also, we talked about taking the ferrets out for a walk later on this evening because, you know, why not bathe them and then take them to the nasty outdoors? So we're probably going to take the ferrets for a walk. And yes, you can and should walk your ferrets. It gives them exercise that they need. Currently, right now, the ferrets are out, so I'm kind of keeping an eye out for them because I don't want... Gumball has an obsession with feet. And so I don't want him over here, like, licking or, like, biting at my feet. So I'm, like, I keep looking over to make sure that he's not, like, coming out of hiding and, like, gonna come bite me or something. So that's, you know, there's that. But when Mr. Coffee gets back, we're gonna, you know, trim the dog's nails. Because, of course, when you go to, you know, groom your pet, the first thing you should do is trim their nails. Because then if they freak out at any other part of the process, then they're not going to scratch the crap out of you because you've already trimmed their nails. So there's a little pet tip for you. Let's see. Prime Day, again, I didn't buy hardly anything. Mr. Coffee didn't even want anything. And it seems like Mr. Coffee never wants anything until the sale is over. And then he's like, oh, you know what I should have got? Who else does that? Oh, you know what I should have got? Like, the sale is over. And the moment it's over, you think of 100 things. But when that sale was happening, you can't think of a goddamn thing that you need. But as soon as that thing says sale over, dang it, I had like 17 things I could have gotten. God dang it. That's Mr. Coffee. So, Mr. Coffee got that gaming computer for Christmas last year. And he was like, when I asked him, I'm like, is there anything off Prime Day that you would like? Because, you know, we have a couple of extra bucks and I can get you something. Orion requested something. So Orion requested armrest for his desk. The gel armrest that you can put your arms on so that they're not like on the edge of the desk getting chopped up by your desk. He requested some of those. Maggie requested this weird basket thing. I don't know. She's weird. She got what she requested. I wanted the cross-stitching kits. And so then I asked Mr. Coffee, I'm like, is there anything that you would like? And he's like, no, I think I'm all right. I don't think there's really anything. I don't want to go searching for stuff that I want. And then one of his friends told him, because he's been playing Dungeons and Dragons, one of his friends told him that some of the DM books are on sale. So he grabbed a couple of those. And I was like, okay. Well, then yesterday he looks at me and goes, you know what I should have got from Prime? And I'm like, I was waiting for this. I've literally been waiting for you to say this because he says it every year. And I'm like, what's that? And he goes, one, we should have got a new Echo for our bedroom. Now, the Echo in our bedroom is broken. Your alarm will go off, you'll tell it to stop, and it'll keep going. It was just like, we know you're not getting up. We're just going to keep going. And then randomly, it will set off one of the other Echoes to start randomly meowing. Again, to the person who chose violence on my mental health by telling me that there is a whatever on the phone or on the Echo that will meow like a cat. Randomly now, one of the 6 Echoes in this house will start meowing. And we get to play a game of hide and seek because what happens when a dog hears a cat meow, especially when there's not a cat in the house, they start looking for it. And Daisy is running around barking her head off looking for this cat at like 2 in the morning. Kids are asleep. Me and Mr. Coffee are not asleep, but we're like frantically trying to figure out where the hell this cat noise is coming from. And so he was like, we should have got a new one. I was like, dang it. I didn't even think to get a new one for upstairs. It's summer. I'm not using the alarm, so I'm not even thinking about it. Out of sight, out of mind. So I was like, God dang it. And then he goes, I should have got a cooling fan. A cooling fan? Now, I asked him about a cooling fan a couple of months ago when I got mine. He goes, no, I shouldn't need anything like that. I don't plan on doing anything too intensive. It's not like I'm going to be sitting over here with a jet engine on my lap. And I was like, okay. Well, guess who's now sitting over there with a jet engine on his lap because he didn't want to get a cooling fan when I told him to. And now he has to sit there with a jet engine on his lap. So I was like, So now we have to go pay full price when they were on sale. We're going to pay full price for his cooling fan for his laptop because now that he's playing World of Warcraft and stuff on his laptop, he's going to need a cooling fan. So yeah, there's that. Sorry, I keep saying, not that you care, but still. So yeah, so it's been crazy fun times here at the coffee house. The usual chaos as usual. I do plan on being kind of absent, minus like some streams here and there for the week. So if I don't reply to a message right away, please, please, please don't hold it against me. My husband's on vacation. This has never happened before, and I don't know what to do besides sit around and touch his face all day. Also, let's talk about Instagram real quick. It seems that someone has taken and made a new account with my profile picture from Instagram. So it's the same picture I use for YouTube. They've taken my profile picture and started a new Instagram. They're going to message you and tell you that they have some great news. Now, let me just tell you like this. Unless I personally know you, which means no one, I'm not going to message you on Instagram and tell you what my great news is. I'm also not going to require that you click any links. Also, if you send me links, I'm not opening them, and I don't open them. I haven't opened links since I almost got hit by somebody trying to take over my account a few months ago. So, no. If you send like funny Facebook videos to me in Instagram or anything like that where it requires a link or I have to leave the site, I don't even click on it. Half the time I just mute you and let you just keep sending them to yourself because, the way people out here trying to scam people nowadays and they taking profile pictures, I did request that everybody report this page for Instagram to get back to me to let me know that the person's doing nothing wrong. They're not going to stop them from stealing my pictures, which is public, and creating a new account with it and pretending to be me and sending messages to people. They're not going to, they don't care about that. So Instagram is allowing this to happen. So please, please, please be vigilant. One, again, I changed my profile picture so that it's not as confusing with that new account that popped up. So the only official Miss Coffee page is just Miss Coffee over on Instagram or Caffeinated Doodler. That's it. Any other page where you see my face probably ain't me. Unless you find my personal one, which I'm not going to tell you about that one because I don't want people on my personal one. That's of course that's a family one, so boundaries. But I don't want people to get scammed, so I wanted to make sure I let everybody know that there is a fake account going around with my profile picture and they're trying to get you to click a link for grants or some stupid crap. And what it does is it takes your information that you put in and they use it for other things like scammy things. So please, please, please oh crap, y'all can't see anything that I'm doing. I am so sorry. Y'all been like that for 20 minutes. My bad. I'm so sorry. I don't typically look up a lot whenever I'm diamond painting, so I apologize. So I would say please be careful when you're on Instagram. Again, if you do not have your 2-digit authenticator on, please turn it on. Get Google Authenticator. It's really good. I use it. Mr. Coffee uses it. It works great for when people are trying to get into your account and they require a code to get in now and they can't just get in, and then you're alerted that somebody's trying to get into your account and you can either go in and change your password or do what you have to do. But please safeguard yourself against that because I don't want people to get scammed by this person and think that it's me. It is not. I don't want any of your information. I don't want your money. All I want is your views. So that's all Miss Coffee will ever ask of you for the most part is if you can give her views, or if we're doing a charity event, maybe help out with the charity. Other than that, I'm not going to ask for any personal information from you or anything like that. So again, please stay safe out here in these crafty streets because people literally out here trying to take your information and use it for whatever they are trying to use it for. I hear a ferret moving around up front and I'm like, oh God. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great week. I'm hoping to have a great rest of the week because, again, I want to do as much as possible to not stress Mr. Coffee out, one, because I don't want to be out of the house every day, but we are planning on taking some day trips and going to see a festival in Menorah for the vacation that we're going to have. And though it's only a week that we're doing most of this stuff, the kids and I have been going out swimming. The kids and I have been going out, doing things, and they don't worry. They're not just stuck here in the house. We literally have been going out. But I like to keep some stuff for myself, because being in the eye of social media, nothing really is, you know, kept secret anymore, because everybody's trying to get in your business and everything. So there are some things about my life that I will like to keep, you know, to myself. So I don't tell you guys. I tell you guys what I feel comfortable with, of course, which is all you guys ever really want anyways. So we have been doing stuff. Don't worry. They're not, I promise you, the kids aren't just stuck up in here like caged animals or something. We're out doing things. It feels good to diamond paint on this again. I really like this kit because it's a nice little simple kit. I was just super self-conscious because my nails. Last week I just really did want to cross stitch, but I get super self-conscious without my nails now. Like they've become such an identity for me here on the channel that when I don't wear them, I'm like, I can't record videos. I don't have nails on. Mr. Coffee just looks at me sideways like, what is wrong with you? They come for you, not your nails. I'm like, some of them come for the nails. I'm just saying, these are some cute nails. So yeah, so I promise we'll have nails on again soon, just not right now. So you get that in there. But yeah, and so Mr. Coffee's out now, and then we're gonna have a nice dinner tonight, and then we're gonna essentially sit down with the kids tonight and plan out like exactly where we're going and what we're gonna be doing. I even mentioned today to Orion that, you know, we talked about going swimming at the lake, and Orion's like, swimming? It's not even 80 degrees outside. I'm not trying to get sick. And he just walks back upstairs, and I'm like, oh shit. So I was like, okay, no swimming, because again, it's not warm enough to go swimming, which I hate it because I keep hearing everybody go on about how hot it is, and I'm like, where? Heat where? We don't have it here. Like North Dakota doesn't know. They didn't pay the heat bill because we didn't have summer this year. We had double fall. We had double fall because these are fall temperatures, which tells us they skipped summer. We had a week of summer at the very beginning of June, like the first 3 or 4 days of June, and we've been in fall ever since. So summer lasted a good 2 days here, and then we went straight into fall. Which, if this is what our temperatures in these months feel like, I am scared to see what the temperatures are going to be like in actual fall, because we haven't hit fall temperatures yet, but we haven't also gotten above 82 or something like that in quite some time. So I'm just like, crap. So yeah, the weather has just been kind of weird, and Maggie's enjoyed it because she's been outside. She just puts on a long sleeve shirt and she's good. Orion doesn't seem to mind it too much. He's been outside for the most part. He made a new friend outside, so he has been outside playing with Maggie. He still isn't as feral as Maggie because the new friend is a gamer kid too, so he got, like, they exchanged gamer tags and they've been playing games and doing stuff, and he introduced him to his math club that he created. Yes, Orion has created a math club where they sit once or twice a week and do like math equations over the summer. Maggie's been reading a lot more this summer than she usually does. I think it's just the excitement of the fact that she can read that has her so excited to read. So we've gotten through now 3 Babysitter Club's books, and she's super excited because I have her read to me like at the end of the night while I'm like sitting on the couch cross-stitching. And so she's excited about that. Mr. Coffee is just, he's excited because somebody called him today from work to do something, and he's like, look, listen, I'm on vacay. I don't know nothing about that. So he's doing good, and I'm just happy that everybody's having a good summer. As a parent, you worry about that, and you see like all these people taking their kids out to the lake, and they're going swimming, and they're going this, and they're going that, and they're going on trips where they're gone for days and all this. And I feel like that's what my family should be doing, when in fact my family does not care about any of that stuff. They just want to all be in the house together and every once in a while play a game together or something, but other than that, they're perfectly fine. So I can't wait though, because last night I beat Orion for the first time in Fall Guys. I've never felt like more of a cool mom in my entire life. So I'm like, let's freaking go. Let's play again. So we're going to play again tonight. And Orion is starting his... He will be debuting his YouTube channel next February. He's been talking about it. He's been learning how to edit videos. He recorded his first video, and it actually wasn't too bad. He recorded his first video, and I had him edit it. And then I was like, okay, now we're just going to hang on to it until it's, you know, you turn 13, because you have to be 13 to have a YouTube channel. So I was like, you're just gonna hang on to it, and then once he turns 13, you know, he can start advertising it, and I'll let him get social media, probably just Instagram, to be honest. Facebook is toxic. Instagram ain't no better, but Facebook really be toxic. So I'm like, I don't really want my kids on social media like that. So and it's gonna be like for kids. He's gonna play games and do playthroughs and stuff like that. So I'm super proud of him, because he literally took it upon himself to like record the video, edit it, and then show it to me once he was done. It wasn't like, you know, oh, well, me having to walk him through or force him to do anything. Like, he did pretty much everything on his own, and I'm super proud of him, because when he said he wanted to do it, I thought he was just joking. It was going to be one of those things that he said and never did. No, he very much did do it. So I was like, you know what? Go ahead, dude. You do your thing. It's your world, boo-boo. So let's see. I need some number 1s. There's a number 4 right there. I thought I saw a number 3. I did. This is the worst part when you're getting ready to finish a section. It's finding those ones that you missed. And then we have a number 4 that was missed. And I have a couple of number 2s at the top that were missed. I don't know how I missed all those number 2s at the top. Sometimes diamond painting makes me feel some type of way about myself. Real quick question, though, by the way. ADHD is running rampant today, if you can't tell. Does anybody else have, like, stupid things happen to them? Like, when I say stupid thing, we all have stupid things happen to us, obviously. But I went to go, like, put some water in my coffee pot this morning, right? I have, like, a Keurig little coffee thing, and it has, like, a reservoir for the water. And I go to put water in it, but I like putting warm water in it, because then it doesn't take as long for it to heat up. So I go to put water in it, and why is it that I could not tell you? Now take it, remember, we've lived in this house for 2 years. I still can't tell you which way the hot water is in the faucet. I know, it's stupid. It's so stupid. But I was having a midlife crisis at that sink before I started, because I was like, hold up, wait a goddamn minute. Which side is hot? And then you think you know it, so you put it on that side, and then you start doubting yourself. Look, listen. I just wanted to put some water in my coffee pot, and the way I struggled. I was like, this should be illegal. Y'all, these whipping chats are a mess. Let's see, and I just need a couple of number 1s for here, and then we're done. Yay, we did a section. And then poor Mr. Coffee can come home. Now, I didn't tell him to stay out of the house this entire time. It just takes him forever to do things, because he drives as slow as a grandma. So I knew the 2 places that, literally, I sent him 2 places. The 2 places that I sent him would take him an hour to go get it done and come back. So I was like, yay. And this is my longest video of the week, and the one where I kind of need silence downstairs. So I'm like, yeah, let me get that done while he's gone. I had Orion go upstairs, and I was like, you're good, dude. Go upstairs, go do Orion things. Mommy has to record. So, yay. Every week that I get this video done is it's an extra little, like, pat on the back for myself, because the way I'm trying to maneuver around these people in the summertime. And then one more number 3 there, and then this section is complete. So one kind of, there we go. Sometimes when I lay them down, they'll sit on the other diamonds next to them. All right, we got another section complete. Let's go. And that is going to be it for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us here at the coffee house. We always love seeing your beautiful face, so please come back and see us again soon. This week in videos, you should get a couple more unboxings, so hopefully you'll check those out. But thank you so much for watching this one. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please consider like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the algorithm and lets out YouTube land know that I'm doing something correct over here. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Any other questions, comments, concerns, or answering the questions from the video, which there were many. What's your temperature like where you're living? Do you do stupid things like forget which way the hot water turns on? I don't know what the rest of the questions were. If you watched the video, you already know. Feel free to leave multiple comments. But with that said, I must now bid you adieu. But not before reminding you that it's hard out here in these crafty streets. Please stay safe. And always remember to be kind to others because you never know what somebody else is going through. Be courteous because it's the right thing to do. And always stay cool. And whether I see you in YouTube land or I see you on Twitch, either way, I'm going to see you when I see you. Bye, guys.